Thank you for tuning in to the Star Bandits podcast. I'm your co-host, Marcus Elzo.
And I'm Caleb King. What's up, bitches? Listen to the baby on Spotify.
I'm the baby.
Oh boy, I'm Junaid.
I thought his name was The Baby.
No, you say the
Howdy,
baby. If
I'm
you,
Robbie Bland.
You say the baby if you don't want to be racist.
The
well,
baby.
I don't
How,
want to be
Right.
racist.
how is wait,
It's
what?
a Reddit. It was a meme that was posted on Reddit on r/the baby. Somebody said, "Should I call him Should I call him the baby?" I feel like I should. I feel like calling him the baby makes me sound racist.
Why is what? How is that racist?
I guess.
I don't know.
They're
Why is there a
powerhouses.
the baby subreddit?
White liberal.
Who the fuck is the baby?
He's a rapper, man.
You don't know the baby?
He's a
No.
rapper
He
whose
goes-
face looks like the troll face.
He goes.
Are you serious?
He goes. Let's go.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and I think he
You
got.
know it's
I think he
baby
got away
Goku.
with killing somebody in a Walmart, but he did it out
Yeah,
of
he did.
self-defense.
He sounds like a Family Guy character.
He probably would be. Will be.
I only learned about him because his dick pics got leaked on Twitter one time and he was trending.
Really?
And I'm
That's
like,
why you know about him.
I'm like, what's Da Baby?
That's
and
why
then
you
I
would know about
clicked
him.
on the Twitter trend and it was just people like, Da Baby has a big pee-pee. And I
how
was
big
like,
was it? How big was it?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Compare
I
it-
just
bullshit.
compare it to
That's
fruit.
hard bullshit.
No, I didn't see it. I just saw a bunch of people saying that he has a really big penis
Ah.
because
Who
they
has-
all saw his pics.
Okay, who has a bigger penis, Godzilla or King Kong?
That
Godzilla,
is a
hardcore.
good question. Did y'all see the Godzilla movie trailer?
I
Yes,
did.
I've watched it like 10 times.
Caleb?
Yeah, looks whatever.
Junaid?
What do you mean it looks like whatever?
Did you see it,
Looks
Junaid?
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
I'm worried
You're
for
an
it
idiot.
because it's being directed by the same guy who wrote and directed Death Note and a few other movies I didn't like. But it is being written. It is being
Wait, Death Note's
directed.
a
in-
movie?
Yeah, Death Note, the live
Netflix
action
one?
movie.
That's the same director.
Yeah, but he also made a really great movie called The Guest, which is fucking awesome. Please
So-
watch
Did
it.
we
you guys
watch
are
The
hyping
Guest?
up the
We
same
did watch
director
The
that
Guest.
made
All right, all
Death
right.
Note?
The
In my
Guest is
defense, I
awesome.
did not know this fact.
No. The guest,
Yeah.
the guest evens that out. The guest is an awesome
yeah,
fucking
but
movie.
he's
I
had
haven't
kind of
seen
like
The
a
Guest.
downturn track record because he also directed the Blair Witch Project 2016, the sequel to the first Blair Witch Project, and that was not good. It had jump scares, which
Right,
might appeal to like audience viewers like Dalton. That did Anderson,
He seems
but-
like he's good at making an original movie, but continuing a series, he
Well,
just doesn't.
yeah, and I feel like he had this creative streak because he made this movie called I think it was You're Next. I don't think it's I can't remember the title, but it was like a cheaper version of that one hide and seek horror movie that came out.
Oh, cheaper by the dozen.
Yes. No, but it was this one hide and seek
Tag.
horror movie that came out
Tag.
in 2019.
Happy Death Day.
No, I need
Slender
to
Man
see.
movie.
I need to see the Happy
Fuck
Death Day
that movie.
movie. So I heard
Happy
those
Death
movies are
Day
good.
is fucking stupid.
Oh, it was called Ready or Not.
Yeah, Ready or Not.
And it was similar to that. And I watched that one, and everybody was like going crazy over it. So I watch it, and I don't know, like it. The characters didn't work well, and the only scene that I remember is a character getting his head curved in with a blender, and that was pretty cool.
Why?
Because it was just like a horror serial killers in a rich diner.
Where his head in a
Oh,
blender?
there was actually a really cool scene where this guy's running at the door, and at the split second, there's some thin wire at the door, and the
Does it-
moment
does
he
it
runs
clothesline him?
through, yeah,
Holy
clothesline, and his
shit.
head,
Oh wow!
like,
Wait,
just
I think
slips
I've
off.
seen this movie.
Yeah, you might have. It was pretty big.
When did it come
came
out?
2012 or 11, maybe.
Okay, I think I've seen it.
yeah.
At what point does Godzilla show up?
Wait, hold
third
on.
act
What's it
after
called
credit
again?
scene.
What's it called again?
I think it might be called. I'm gonna look it up.
Is it the one with the pig mask?
Jamie.
Yes, or they have like bunny
Jamie,
or
pull it
pig
up.
Yeah,
masks.
I know what you're talking about. I
yeah.
can't believe I remember that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that was the first movie he directed, and he directed The Guest, which is
It was alright.
which is the best movie, one of my favorite
The
movies
best
ever.
movie.
Really? What-
Yeah,
The
Okay.
guest is awesome. Me and Israel watched
yeah.
that together.
And Jen had watched it with
Yeah,
us.
I was
Oh,
also
yeah,
there.
Awesome.
But you don't have
Great
to remember that.
soundtrack too.
Sorry, I only know because Israel showed me the
Yeah.
movie, and so I wasn't gonna remember anyone else that
I
was
was
there.
listening to the soundtrack at 2 a.m. a couple nights ago.
Of The
and-
Guest?
Yeah, and
Is The Guest a horror movie?
it's everything movie. It has literally every genre, and it works pretty
Really?
well.
Does it have romance?
It does actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like
Does it have anime?
sadly no.
Okay,
Uh,
it's not every genre then.
maybe anime's on
Weirdo.
the TV at some point.
Really?
I
Are
mean-
there action scenes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there comedy scenes?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Are there
guest-
drama scenes?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a Dragon Ball scene?
Yes.
Oh.
Is
Is there a giant monkey fighting a nuclear lizard?
No, but that'll be in the sequel to The Guest
Okay.
called Godzilla vs.
Who do,
King
you, who
Kong.
do you think would win?
Is there a
Godzilla or
scene
King
scene?
Kong?
Godzilla,
Yes.
hardcore.
like where girls
Really?
are seen?
Yes.
Caleb, who
And
do you think
there's
would
a sex
win?
scene.
Godzilla or King Kong?
K ever?
I knew
guess.
it.
That's my answer.
We called it. We
Yeah.
put money that,
I
you,
feel
that you'd
like
say that.
I feel like
yeah, because I don't care about it.
What if it was canon that Godzilla played poker?
Yeah.
Then he would outsmart him and just go fucking crazy. No, I don't care.
Caleb didn't watch King of the Monsters, so he doesn't
I
understand.
don't know if I watched King of the
But I
Monsters.
watched-
Was that the one after the other new one?
Yes.
I came
Okay.
home.
King of the
like,
Monsters has the 3-headed yellow dragon in
Oh
it.
yeah, I didn't see that.
Every
Yeah.
Godzilla movie that I've ever seen, I did not care about.
I came home like.
I
2
feel like you'd
months-
appreciate King of the Monsters.
I came home like 2
I wanna
months
watch it.
ago.
I wanna
and
watch Shin
Awesome.
Godzilla,
I'll watch
too.
it tonight. I'll watch both of those tonight.
I'm down.
I watched or no. I showed up after work and I came home and I think Janaid had it on the TV, right? King of the Monsters.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think I just watched like the final act and it was pretty all right. I just really have a bad taste in my mouth a little bit about the first movie because I remember when I was a little kid.
Because they killed Walt. in the
Yes, they
movie.
killed Walt and
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston's character was so fucking dope in the movie.
He was good.
He was
I
great.
remember that.
And I feel like
I hate the main character of
Yeah,
that movie. I
and
hate the main character
yeah,
like, with a
Eric-
burning
yeah,
passion.
the main character,
He's just boring.
the main
He's
character,
just American guy.
who is kick-ass, by the
White
way.
man.
Yeah.
And Quicksilver.
Yep, and Quicksilver.
He's so boring.
He
in
is a
that
very
movie.
boring actor, except in Kick-Ass and in this one movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I can't remember the name to that fucking movie either.
Is it the one of the cameras? Nightcrawler.
No, it's not that Nightcrawler I need to rewatch sometime.
Oh, was it the second Spider-Man movie?
No, it was one where it was
Oh,
with
Spider-Man
Amy,
Far From Home.
Yeah, it was with Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal. Man of Steel.
Hidden Numbers.
Hidden. Yeah, why not?
Sharp Objects.
Yeah,
Okay. If-
we're just
I think
shitposting.
if it was a boxing arena where you can't leave the bounds of the stadium or whatever, that's a terrible example. But
But you're
I
the
think
city.
I think if it was Godzilla versus King Kong, Godzilla would win any day of the week. But I will say I want King Kong to win. I think that King Kong has more wrath
Yeah.
than or more ferocity than Godzilla does. Because he's a monkey.
Thank you so much. That was
Just
Tristan
sounds
giving me a
like-
cookie.
Cannot like what you're talking about sounds the same as if you're talking about a movie like Sharknado.
Then tune out.
Dude, we need to watch Croczilla soon. I bought it.
I'm down.
I'm down too.
Croczilla
Let's
versus
watch.
Sharknado.
Let's do
who
a
would win?
three feature movie, King of the Monsters, and we'll watch the first act of Godzilla and then the last
Shark
act.
Boy and Lavazilla.
We'll just watch the scenes with Bryan Cranston, skip to the last act of Godzilla. then-
Shark Boy versus Lava Girl. That's
Oh,
be the same movie.
Speaking of a boxing ring of two characters fighting, originally in the Freddy versus Jason movie, in one of the first couple drafts of that movie, there was going to be a scene where Freddy and Jason end up in hell, and they fight it out in a boxing ring. And in hell, the crowd is Osama bin Laden, Hitler, Ted Bundy.
Dude.
And
Oh my
Jeffrey
God.
Dahmer, and they're all like cheering on their fight, and that would have been the stupidest and most hilarious thing ever if that made it into the
Now
final
throw King
draft.
Kong in there.
Who do you
Yeah.
who do you
Ted
think
Bundy?
who do you think Osama bin Laden would be cheering for? Freddy or Jason?
Probably
Who
King
likes
Kong.
probably
hentai
Freddy.
more?
King
Probably
Kong.
Freddy, because like he's, I don't know, he's recognizable.
Because Freddy has those gorilla attacks.
I'm pretty sure Osama.
Freddy
bin-
has that
Yeah, he's
yeah.
got gorilla
atomic
tactics.
breath,
in that. In
and then
that,
Jason has like big monkey hands.
yeah.
Jason does have those big
In that
monkey hands.
instinct, minus Hitler, I think all of the serial killers there probably like would know each of them if they saw their movies in the real world, right? Because like none of the Freddy or Jason movies use historical figures or characters. So I wonder if like their movies exist in that real world because like maybe people made movies about them or something because they're like urban legends.
I think you're thinking about it way too hard.
I don't know.
Yeah, I tuned out. I'm sorry.
You're good. Anyway,
Anyways, Godzilla's atomic breath is the biggest trump card ever.
It
Kong
is.
has no counter to that.
No, he does in the trailer.
He has the axe made out of Godzilla's fin.
Yeah.
But like Godzilla just has to aim better.
I think
but
they're gonna,
he's a lizard
Yeah.
brain. King Kong has monkey brain.
You know, Godzilla doesn't have lizard brain. He has Godzilla brain.
I think that they're gonna
Godzilla has that brain where he
I
fucking
think
splits
Godzilla's
your
dumb and
jaw in
primal.
half and then spits atomic breath down your throat.
I think Godzilla's dumb and primal and slow. I think King Kong is more sophisticated.
Kong is a cuck.
I think
Kong is a cuck.
I think
bro.
Godzilla.
There's no sophistication
God-
there.
King
God-
Kong is a cuck.
Kong's
bro.
a little simp.
I think Godzilla drinks coffee, and I think King Kong drinks tea. That's
I
all I'm
think
saying.
King Kong would invest in GameStop, and then with that money, he would make some powerful weapons to fight Godzilla.
With
Actually,
the GameStop
Kong
stock?
was
Yeah.
defeated by
Yeah.
1940s airplanes.
I just hope like fucking Kong or neither of them are like.
Hey, King Kong. He's King Kong.
I just hope.
Wasn't he though? Wasn't he beat by planes?
yeah, when he
Yeah,
was
he
crawling
got-
up the
he got
tower, and then
shot.
he
Yeah.
got shot by
But
those bullets, and he
isn't
fell and
King
died.
Kong like
He was saving his woman.
severely smaller than Godzilla?
They sized him up for the movie.
Yeah, I know they did, but like, really though,
You
Yeah.
know, the original
Godzilla could just step on him.
the original Godzilla movie, Godzilla was 6 foot tall.
Yeah, little known fact.
Really?
Yeah.
And Peter
I-
Jackson's
He was actually
Godzilla?
just a guy in a suit.
Did y'all see Peter Jackson's
What the
Godzilla
fuck?
or King Kong movie?
Yes.
Whenever I was a kid.
Oh,
but it's
I
been
really
years.
wanted
in
to
the
see it, but I never
original
got to.
movie, he
Can-
wasn't
tonight we should
canonically 6
tonight
foot.
we should watch Shin Godzilla and the King Kong movie. I'm down.
Yes, I'm down.
Kong Skull Island, because that one is actually pretty cool. I didn't like it when I first saw it in theaters, but like over time, I think I've learned to appreciate it because like it was trying to be like a silly 70s B movie, which is interesting because I feel like a lot of B movies get a lot of slack, but I feel like a lot of blockbusters that come out are kind of like literally B movies, like in a theme sense. Because Bruce Campbell, who was a cool actor, was talking about this, and he was like, "Yeah, B movies get a lot of slack, but like movies like Batman, where it's a guy in a suit flying around and fighting crime, is like a silly basis, and like a lot of B movies will have like weird, wacky shit where like." A guy drinks a green potion, then he turns out to be
like Swiss Army Man.
yeah. Swiss Army Man is definitely a B
God,
movie.
that
Yeah.
movie is a fever dream.
That is a really good movie.
Mhm.
It is a really good B movie.
It's
Swiss Army Man. Go
yeah.
go watch that.
It's a pretty interesting movie.
It has Daniel Radcliffe and he plays a dead body.
He does, and
He does it very well.
things happen in that movie.
That's true.
Yep.
There is a plot and it's
There's
really
a
good.
plot. There are characters. There's music. There's all a cappella, right? The music.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was interesting.
What are other good B movies? Is Donnie Darko a B movie? I like Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but
You've
from-
never seen that?
No,
You would love it.
I had
How
it
do you
on- I had
define
it
a
on my
B movie?
computer.
I don't know. Not
I had it
Hollywood.
on my computer for a
You would
bit.
love it. You
I'm
would
sure
love
I would.
we watched
but
a
I-
B-list documentary last night.
That's true. We did.
Onision.
How was
Mm.
that?
that? Was
The Onision
Trash.
documentary.
it was good. That
What's it called again?
it was
it's
good.
Onision in real life. for some
Onision in
reason.
real life.
It was good.
It was good in the sense that the victims were able to get a bigger platform than Chris Hansen whoring them out in interviews.
For somebody who doesn't
Um,
know anything about the whole Onision situation, like me, I got a lot out of it because I learned the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, obviously, but I learned the gist of it.
It
through
was
the
great.
documentary.
It was great to see Shiloh and other people's story and that being really breaking up because when I tried looking into a lot of the victims,
Explain who Shiloh is.
yeah, Shiloh was one of Onision's ex-girlfriends and I think at a certain point fiance, and she basically just ended up breaking ties with him and was abused horribly by her.
And it's
or
on
him.
video too.
And it's on video, documented. You can look it up. It's very disturbing, though. I don't recommend giving any attention
So
to
what did he do?
Onision.
I know he's a shit fucking scumbag.
Just he would
dumbass
fly
person.
out a lot of younger ladies or talk to younger ladies when they were before they were 18, or
Him
Wait,
and
I
his
knew
current
that
would
much.
try to like he met Shiloh halfway across the state. I think in Washington, where the legal age of consent was 17. So they met up there, and he fucked her.
And
I don't mean to say
they
that.
started dating for a
I don't mean
while,
to
and
say
they
that
only dated for a
disrespectfully.
year. At least the first time they dated,
Mhm.
and in that time, there's videos of him abusing her and like throwing things at her, and saying like, "Oh, like no one's ever gonna see this. No one's gonna know how pathetic you are," and stuff like that. Or everybody knows how pathetic
And
you are.
it would
And
be
then he
uploaded.
also filmed her like showering. Like he
Oh,
had
I
it-
remember
yeah,
that.
and he like opened
saw
the
that on
camera
Twitter.
and like filmed her showering, and she
Mhm.
was like, "What the fuck?" He shaved her head. I think I don't. know how much she wanted that to happen, but he did shave her head and then
Yeah,
like
that-
started
that
licking
was-
all over her face
That
and
was
stuff like that.
not the shaving head was not with her permission. She was passed out. In the
Oh,
car,
he also
and then-
filmed her having a seizure. He filmed her disassociating, probably because of the abuse.
the seizure and disassociating were in the same video.
He filmed her like in just very like
He gaslit her into thinking she was crazy.
yeah.
Like
and
there was something wrong with her.
whenever she would try to communicate with her mother, she would say, "Your relationship is sexual because you talk to her every day for some reason."
He's just a piece of shit person.
He is a piece of shit. Some
I
other,
already
some other,
knew that much.
and
I
I-
didn't know anything about the Shiloh girl.
yeah. And what's really frustrating is that for a lot of the documentary, there was probably at least. This isn't a fair estimation. I'm not going to rewatch it, but I'm probably wrong. Could be wrong though. Where like 50% of the documentary is the victims talking about Onision, and then the rest of it is like celebrity or not celebrity, but media personality YouTubers just like talking about how Onision was this or that and how he blew up in the scene of YouTube.
There was one person who called himself like an Onision expert or
Yeah,
something.
and then
he
there
said
was,
he's an anti-O.
and then his dad, his dad does get
There's
introduced.
an anti-O community.
His dad
Mhm.
gets introduced, and they talk about and they show
Oh,
a
his
clip.
dad shits on him. Onision's
Yeah.
dad is like,
And then like his dad, and then they show like a clip of like Onision's dad like accusing him of pedophilia, and then he disappears from the documentary. Pretty
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, his dad addresses that.
Did he?
He
Oh,
talks about
okay.
how they fought against that in court
Okay.
and took
mm.
like personality tests or something to prove
Okay.
one way or the other.
The father did admit though that he was not there as much as he probably should have been, which was nice to see because fuckers like Onision usually end up being fuckers like him because of father figures or mother figures or just fuck childhoods, and they normalize that and then they pass it on and it's fucked. But Chris Hansen is in it, and they remind us that it's Chris Hansen whenever they cut to him. Like literally,
every single shot.
yes.
Yeah.
We'll cut to Chris Hansen. We'll cut to another person talking. We'll cut back to Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen, pedophile catcher or whatever.
It was Chris
He's in the
Hansen.
Spider-Man suit.
Yeah. But-
it was Chris Hansen, investigative journalist, and they made sure to have that
Yeah.
over every single cut with him in it.
And
Every single
That-
time.
You
And
know
they
that's
do-
his doing too, though.
They do
Probably.
they-
Actually, I hope not.
because
The
they
editing in that movie is
Yeah.
horrible.
and they
It's
dunk
dog
on him.
it's
shit.
so bad.
They don't-
YouTube documentaries about Onision have
oh,
better
it was a
editing.
Yes.
YouTube
Yeah.
documentary?
No. It was
This is
a
a real-
Discovery
this is a
Channel.
TV channel, TV network documentary.
Chris Hansen's editing is always like fucking PowerPoint
It's
slides.
Yeah.
it's awful. Like
Chris Hansen, though-
the B-roll in that movie, he uses the same shot for B-roll several times.
And they'll
It's all
they'll do
recycled
a
footage.
they'll
It's
do
all
a
recycled
they'll do a
footage.
wide shot and like you can see his living room and how like the lights are set up and everything for the camera. And they obviously do that, as Robbie pointed out when we were watching it, because I was like, why the fuck do they keep doing that for humility? I don't even know if that's a word. But just being
Vulnerability.
vulnerability, right?
Authenticity.
It was
they
especially
kinda
bad with
do-
the last episode.
And they kind of do dunk on him a little bit because he did kind of whore out a lot of the victims and didn't get much done in the end of things. And they didn't bring up, though, about how on his team, when this was going on until it was pointed out, how somebody on his team, I think, was actually in court or seeing or being accused of like sexually assaulting somebody. I wish they kind of brought that up because, you know, Chris Hansen's credibility now is kind of just he's kind of just washed up at this point from what I have seen a lot of YouTube videos discussing. But it's not the Chris Hansen documentary. If they actually were to go into that, then that would take away from the message. There was this one awful scene that, oh my God, where they're showing a 911 call and they literally show the volume setting or the volume like level meter in Adobe After Effects when they're like
oh, it
showing
was
like
so bad.
when they're like trying to like show like the audio of somebody talking on a,
like
a
the
911
waveform of
call.
a phone call.
Yeah, it is so easy to make a waveform in like Adobe After Effects in like 2 seconds. Like you can Google search YouTube videos for that.
It was just a screen recording of the audio meter on Premiere.
Yep.
And it was literally the laziest way you could have done that.
Yes.
The laziest
yes.
way.
Yes.
The only thing, in my opinion, as someone that's like casually watched the train wreck of Onision over the years, the only thing that like separates this TV documentary from the abundance of YouTube documentaries out there is the firsthand testimony
Yeah.
interviews of the victims that most YouTubers don't get access to. They just get access to tweets and
Yeah.
other YouTube videos out there and then do their own analyses. But in this documentary, you did get testimonies from his dad, his victims.
His dad was shitting on him.
He
Yeah.
was just
I thought it
shitting
was
on him left
really
and right.
funny because they would have his dad there and he'd be like, "So what was Onision like as a kid or whatever?" And then his dad would like be like, "Oh, he was like this and this and this," and they'd show a clip of Onision from his YouTube channel just talking about how shit his dad was. And they'd cut back to the dad and they'd be like, "So what do you think about him saying this?" And he's like, "Oh, well, that's just not true." And then he'd just shit on Onision in return. And I'm like, imagine building like a YouTube career where you just shit on your dad all the time just for your dad to get a fucking documentary where he gets to shit on you. It's so fucking stupid that like that cycle has happened. I can't imagine it.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it's worth the watch, and if it gets uploaded to YouTube somehow,
Unless you don't know about it.
Yeah.
Like if you want to learn
Well, but
about
you can
the
also-
situation.
I don't know why anyone would want to learn about Onision.
I don't know. I was interested.
I think he's
just-
such a shit person. I
He
just don't
is.
even need to watch it.
It is, and apparently YouTube after this, near the final act of the documentary, they like say like, why aren't his videos like monetized? And then after this came out, his videos got demonetized, and apparently
That's good.
Onision has left YouTube, but he'll be back because he
Wait,
probably
why did his videos get demonetized?
because he's a abusive piece of shit. And
Well, yeah, but technically that has nothing to do with his videos.
yeah, it does.
I
That's
think
content.
you could look over the years and point out several, if not hundreds,
Well,
of
he's
TOS
saying-
violations that
saying
he skated
blanket-
through.
Oh, okay, that's probably true.
And so I don't know enough or if
Well, then-
YouTube used their system appropriately to flag what he actually did, but they did blanket demonetize him.
Right.
He's bullied a lot of people too. Like
Oh yeah, he bullied the
Eu-
shit out of that one
Eugenia
girl.
Cooney, who has
Yeah.
an eating disorder, and then like he just made like they show like 3 videos of him like calling her disgusting, horrible things, and they interview her too, and I'm glad that she was able to talk about
Yeah,
it because
yeah.
like
it was good that she was
it's
in it.
definitely a hard thing to confront.
Yeah. I like that they added that the only way Onision would sit down for an interview with Chris Hansen was if he was paid a lot of money.
Yep.
And then they did not pay him a lot of money.
I
and did
didn't
not
like-
do the interview.
How they showed multiple clips of when Chris Hansen went to Onision's house, because they show a full-on frontal house shot of his house, and I would be okay with it if it was just Onision and his groomer wife living there. But he does have kids, and if you get the wrong people coming over there and fucking shit up, I don't think kids need to be involved in that.
So, is Onision in jail?
Nope.
Why is he not in jail?
They
Because
there's
interviewed
no-
the local police like chief from whatever county that
They-
he's in, and the guy was just kept saying, "We're building a case."
Yeah, and there are his victims are taking legal action. But
But what does
There's-
that mean?
lawyers, I don't know, just
Right.
Right. How
I
hard
know,
can it be when the person doing it literally posted it online?
like if you have it on video,
Yeah.
show it to somebody and get him in jail. What the fuck is taking so long?
I
the
think
law,
the
I guess.
problem comes from the fact that it's like mostly happened on the internet, and there's not a lot of like specific regulation
And Onision-
about shit that is done on the internet. Also, the fact that this is a like sociopath that tries to make sure that he can do everything in the right,
Mhm.
you know, quote unquote. Because I mean, the women that he groomed and had sex with, he waited until they were legal in their state to have
Mhm.
sex with them, and it's not as easy as just he goes to jail because you need to find a specific offense
And a lot
to
of-
charge him with.
Well, but what about Shiloh or Silo or whatever her name is?
I mean, she has already had her run-in with the police and everything like that, but I
But
don't
what does
know.
That, but what does that mean? If there's video evidence of her getting abused or something like that,
I
what-
guess
that's she closed.
the thing
case.
is that like Onision does have I don't know this for a fact, but my guess for that would be Onision has a lot of skit videos where he's fucking around and being an idiot, and you could easily blanket that as, oh, this is a skit, they're overreacting. I guess
Is
'Cause-
manipulating someone into thinking they're crazy illegal?
No, but shaving their head and filming them in the shower without their consent is.
Maybe.
No, that's 100%
I-
legal.
Couldn't say if it is or isn't.
If I go and film you in the shower and I said, "Look at Robbie's little fucking 9-inch, 9 centimeter fucking,"
complimented him.
penis. Sorry,
You had it right the first time.
Freudian slip.
King Kong
I
did.
think that
I will go to jail if you sue
King
me.
Kong.
suing is important. There are people trying to sue him right now, but suing costs money.
Right.
And he has a way of getting these people in vulnerable positions where they don't have a lot of power.
He also does go for women who don't have the best home or living situations and they're vulnerable. So I assume that because of that, their parents don't care. Or if their parents do care and shit, then they probably don't have the money to afford lawyers.
Sounds like it.
I
And
think it's a
don't
thing
know
where, like-
how well pro bono lawyers do as well. I don't know if they're good or not.
Pro bono.
It'd be easy to get
that-
Onision if he was doing something just egregiously like over the top evil, but his evil is very what's the word to use for this?
Bad.
It's bad, yes, but it's
evil.
calculated.
Yeah.
He's a
Conniving?
calculated person,
Okay,
yes.
cool.
And so like
That's the
he
only-
also has a lot of money. He's worth a few $1 million.
right.
And
Thank you
because
for
of his platform, because of
He
how
should invest in
calculated he
GameStop.
is in his abuse of people, it's hard to just outright get him on something. But the documentary hammered home that there are efforts to build a case against him. There are people in an effort to sue him, and it's just a time thing.
The
Cool. Glad they're doing
documentary.
that.
The documentary also didn't mention. This is a report that you can find on YouTube. Onision did have an instance, I think, last year. By last year, I think I mean 2019, where his one of his kids did fall out of the second story of his house through a window,
Really?
and they were injured. I don't know anything else other than the case, but I think that can probably maybe go into child care or foster stuff because you weren't taking responsibility for your children in that instance. And I don't know how badly damaged the kid is either. He could be okay. He was spotted at a ball pit house thing, like no, not a ball pit thing, but like a trampoline thing, while the whole allegations were going on against
What?
him a couple years ago, like a kid trampoline area. So I assume if he brought his kids there, then his kid probably is okay. I don't know.
Why are people looking for that?
I don't know. I mean,
I think
like,
I'm tapped out.
he
on
is-
Onision.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
holy
think so too.
shit.
He or Keemstar are public enemy number ones of YouTube.
Yeah.
So people are always trying to stalk
Keemstar is
them.
kind of funny though,
Keemstar is my
He is funny.
preferred villain on YouTube.
because Keemstar is not an actual evil person.
Yeah.
debatable.
He's a piece of shit.
Debatable.
But
He's not evil.
here's
bro.
what I'm trying to say is like people do that. They like stalk him and follow him because if you get a picture of him at a ball pit and the internet saying he's a pedophile, now you're gonna go viral because you got that picture and you got that scoop and
Yeah.
you get clout off of just making this man's life miserable.
Look at Onision's kid. He's playing at a park.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
People are
sometimes.
dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah, the internet's not good.
Do you want
but
to talk about GameStop?
you know what is
That's
good?
a better internet story.
That
was
is a
good.
much
Onision
better
should
internet
invest in
story.
GameStop.
Well, it's gonna end up. Oh, never mind. Anyway, yeah, GameStop stock market. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Israel.
Let's
Good
go.
job,
Easy YouTube intro.
To the moon.
So yeah, if you don't know,
GameStop's going to the moon.
GameStop's going to the moon.
Reddit.
Blockbuster to the moon.
Hopefully, Blockbuster too. We're still holding that
Blockbuster's up
hope.
200%.
that's
There's,
awesome.
Ooh.
is it really?
It is.
Why is it still public?
I don't know.
Why is
There's one left.
why is
There's
Blockbuster
one
public?
left.
I don't know how any of that works, but even though the company went bankrupt or something like that, its stocks still are
Oh
traded.
my
I don't know.
God.
You know,
I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
Weird.
I saw or I heard someone say yesterday that it's the roaring 20s.
Yeah.
We're in 2021 and it might as well be 2001.
RAWR. Roaring 20s.
Back to GameStop.
Oh yeah. Okay, so if you don't know,
Return to
Wall
GameStop.
Street
See?
Bets
Everyone
is
knows.
a subreddit on Reddit.
Not anymore.
And
Did they get removed?
Yeah.
I thought their Discord
Are you
got
serious?
No,
deleted.
they did not.
No,
I was
there's no
on
way
there
they
like
removed
No,
it.
they removed
It's
it.
new Wall Street bets.
No,
Wait,
they
Reddit-
removed. They
Reddit
removed.
removed?
Yes, they removed the
Dude,
subreddit.
What?
No,
Yep.
they
when did
removed
they
the
do
dis-
that?
Like
They
last
removed the
night.
Discord and Reddit.
Yep.
That
I know
is
they removed
fucked.
the Discord for harmful content or
Harmful.
whatever.
Okay, so yeah, if
Elon
you
Musk
don't
was chilling
know,
in there
if
like
you don't know,
yesterday.
these
He's the
people,
richest man in the
there's
world
a
now.
subreddit called Wall Street Bets, and it's these people who like basically turned the stock market into a meme, and all of these people will pull out their life savings or cash out their 401k and just take their retirement and then put it all into one thing. What is
Is
it
that
say?
new Wall Street Bets?
No, Wall Street Bets is pretty open.
Yeah, I think it
okay.
was just their Discord that
They
got
took
taken
no,
down.
No, I
they
saw
took
it.
down the Reddit.
I saw a
literally swear
private-
to God.
I saw that it got taken down as well, unless that was Photoshop. but-
Apparently, it was right
I
there.
literally
I
swear
mean,
to
Janae
God.
did just pull
that
it
they
up.
took down the
so-
Reddit.
Anyways,
Well, I guess I got
they
fake news.
turn it into a meme, and so these people get their life savings, they put it all into one thing just as a joke, and then they watch it fall to zero, and then everybody's like replying saying, "Oh, better luck next time," and stuff like that. Whatever they just lost like $500,000 that they're supposed to retire with, and so and people are like selling their houses or pulling out another mortgage on their house and like doing these awful things for themselves just to try to become rich overnight. And so
Some people do it genuinely just for the upvotes. They
Yeah.
will lose money,
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands, just to
and
put a
People
post
pay
up.
for like Reddit gold and Reddit shit as well. Like,
and
what the fuck?
even though
Reddit
people like
Reddit
will
gold.
lose their money, honestly most of the time there are a few people who are very inspiring to these Wall Street bet users. There are a few people who do get their way and they do make a bet on the stock market, and then they get a lot of money doing that. And that's what everybody is aspiring to be, is to be those lucky few winners. And so they just memed the hell out of GameStop. I think they had like a bunch of stores closed or something, and they're like, "All right, buy GameStop to the moon, buy GameStop. It's gonna work." And so all these people on this Reddit community and a few other people on internet community start buying GameStop. And because people are buying it and there's a demand there, the price of GameStop shoots up. Like it goes from like $12 per share or $20 per share to like $100. And then people are like, okay, something's happening with GameStop. Let's buy GameStop. And people are like coming in from other places, like people who actually use the stock market as more than Wall Street Bets does. Not that they don't use it, but you know what I mean. And so all like traction is going, more people are buying into this GameStop, and then it shoots up to 200, which should never happen. This should not happen. And because it's at 200, people keep buying more and more and more and more. 250, people keep buying more and more and more, and then it's at 300. And at this point, when it reaches 300, you already have people with hedge funds. You already have people in actual Wall Street, New York, who are betting against GameStop, betting that it will go down. And so they're putting money into the market, saying that it's going to go down, but it's not, because it has so much momentum and it keeps going forward more and more and more. So, Robinhood,
No, before you say that, there's a specific hedge fund that betted against GameStop. I think it's like Merlin or something.
Mhm.
And they betted big on that. And the fact that Wall Street Bets betted the exact opposite and made the price go up is literally making that company go into insolvency.
yeah.
Yeah, and so them losing a shit ton of money has pissed them off.
It pissed them
Yeah.
off. I saw people, like individuals, bet $500,000 against GameStop, like betting that it will go down. And so all these rich people are very upset.
They feel like they're under attack.
They feel like they're under
Literally,
attack.
and there was an interview with the guy, the CEO, being like, "Oh yeah, they're attacking wealthy people,
Mhm.
and we should all be together in
Attacking.
this."
And
Which
it's
is
not
not
bullshit.
worth like
That is
billions
yeah.
of dollars, by
That's
the way.
bullshit.
Yeah.
And so
So-
and
Yes.
these rich people are so upset that these Redditors on this meme stock market community are getting money.
But if they were winning, they would just be gloating.
Oh, of course.
About how Wall Street wins in the end.
But,
Right.
I love how
but
some
they're about to
media-
win. They're about to win because they pull a trump card called market manipulation, and they meaning Robinhood and TD Ameritrade stop you from being able to buy more shares of AMC, GameStop, Nokia, BlackBerry. They stop you from being able to buy shares, but they leave you the option to sell shares. And so people start freaking out because you can't buy anymore. And so everybody's selling because they're like, oh shit, I got to sell right now or else I'm going to lose money, or I got to keep my profits, or this and that.
You can't pull out and put your money back.
No, you cannot buy. You can only sell. And so all these people are selling. So the price of GameStop and BlackBerry, Nokia, and AMC, the price is going down, 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 down. And that means that these people who are betting against GameStop originally are getting their money back.
Well, so
So fucking egregious.
what they were thinking was going to happen that wasn't going to happen unless they played the trump card that is market manipulation.
That is just
It
preventing people from being able to participate.
Yeah.
Just putting up a wall
And so
and
now,
saying, no, you can't play. It's
Yeah.
our rules.
Yep.
which is ridiculous. And so now these people who
that's
are
turning
in
off the Wii.
Yeah.
these positions are just holding on to their money for dear life, and they're like, do not sell, do not sell, do not sell. It
Because
is-
they don't want
yeah.
to give up. They
They
wanna-
don't want to.
It's a war now. This
It
is a fight.
It is a war. And
There are
We
posts.
should raid the Capitol over this.
There are posts
No,
on
I'm joking.
Wall Street Bets
Don't
where they
arrest me.
ask the people in Europe that still can buy GameStop stocks to like brigade together and like buy in bulk to help them when it opens back up to still have a lot of
That's
it.
awesome.
So to
I
my
hope Europe comes
understanding-
through.
To my understanding, how the betting on it going down thing works is that the hedge fund or whatever, there was a word for it, but basically they borrow stock brokers shares of GameStop and say like with the intention of it going down, so that they can borrow it. Say if it's like at $1,000 a share, they borrow it goes down to like 200, and then they give it back so that they keep the 800 of whatever they made. And so that's how they keep the leftover money of it going down, basically.
Is that a question or a statement?
No, I'm saying, to my understanding, that's what happens.
Okay.
Is that what short selling is?
Yeah, short squeezing or short selling
Yeah.
or whatever
Right.
the fuck.
Also, options play into the same thing.
Yeah,
Like people will bet that by a certain date, the stock is going to fall, and so they buy 100 shares, which is one contract for options trading. They buy 100 shares for a certain dollar amount below what the stock currently is, betting that it will go down, and if it goes down past that point, then they make money. If that makes sense.
none of it makes sense to me because I don't care about it. But
Okay, of course. Tomorrow, though, Robinhood and probably TD
Of
Ameritrade
course.
is opening it back up, apparently with a few limitations. So people should be able to buy again. Who knows what it's going to do, but people are taking action against Robinhood and probably TD Ameritrade, and they're going to sue
Good.
them,
That's
which is
Going
very good.
fucking awful.
to the moon.
I mean,
Monkey go to moon.
Like, how often do you see something like that where,
Don't
I mean,
sound dumb.
say it's like a game of like fucking tennis or something, and because you're losing so badly, you just cut people's fucking tennis rackets. You cut the strings on them so they can't even play the game anymore, just so that you get to win now. That's just wrong and evil.
Yeah.
But how funny is it? Like
How
we
funny
just
is it
did
for
something-
wealthy people to
No,
put their
no.
their boot on you?
the opposite. That,
Oh, it's mega funny that
Yeah,
they're
it's
losing
funny.
money.
It's
Right.
It's funny that they're freaking
the
out.
fact that Wall Street Bets got on headlines
It's
is
really funny.
amazing.
But it's
Yeah.
horrific that they can then decide that because they're losing so bad that they can just change the rules and prevent people from
oh,
playing.
that's trash.
yeah.
I'm not fucking selling.
And
It was,
so
Jordan Belfort.
there needs to be some kind of intervention there to fix that.
Yeah, we need to have a sit down with billionaires.
Good luck.
Yeah.
They're fucking
Let's
sitting
talk
on their
about
stacks of money.
billionaires.
There were pictures
You guys are
of
addicted to money.
there were pictures of the 2008 protests
Yep.
after all the shit happened.
And like there are protesters on the ground, and then there are rich people like laughing and taking pictures on their phones of them.
Yeah, and then
Is
there's
that what you're
rich
gonna
people
say?
on the ground and people on
I'm
the
sorry.
Or
balcony.
I'm
my
sorry. I'm
friend.
sorry. The higher up. I apologize.
Yeah, higher up.
Is that what you're gonna say? Did
Yeah.
he finish your story for you?
I apologize.
I forgive you,
I
but
don't
you're gonna
think
have to
he
get
is.
forgiveness from him.
I don't
I
think
will
he's gonna
never
forgive me.
forgive you.
That's fine. As long as Ramses comes home.
Oh yeah, our cat ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, big sad.
Come home if you're listening, dude. I'm sure you are.
Yeah, he's out there either giving lectures or leading a
The
group of like Robin Hood insurgents.
Yeah,
No, man. He's running the cat mafia.
Yep,
Oh, he's running the cat mafia?
he's making out with some feline.
Oh, a lot of
Kid,
them.
He's the Tony Soprano. He woke up this morning and got lost and bought a gun.
Do you
He
think
grew a penis and is breaking cat virginities left and right.
Do you think
And
cats
Breaking
like cat
Bad.
girls?
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Bro, stop.
What's your? Do you want to talk about first impressions of each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh man, this is gonna be
Caleb,
a while.
you just been in a I don't care mood.
No,
this
I
entire
do.
Time.
It's because
I
he
said
lost
I
money.
do.
It's because he lost money.
money.
It's because he's laying down on that couch.
No, I do want to talk about it, and that's why I said I do.
Then start.
Your nose is growing.
Yeah, you're bleeding from the nose.
I met Marcus in improv in high school,
I met you in improv in high school. Holy shit!
and he said something really funny. The end.
What did I say?
So we were explaining rules for the improv, besides just yes and so one of the like there was Miss Bryan, who was our improv teacher, had like specific rules for whatever. And she had like no giving birth on stage, no like
Yeah,
whatever.
that was a big
And-
one. No,
and
no poop jokes.
all the veterans, because like I was a newbie little fucking idiot improver. They just took the class like freshman year, and they merged us in with the fucking alpha veteran improvers. And Marcus is one of the alpha veteran improvers, and so everybody got like a buddy or whatever. I think my buddy was Tristan. No, it was Reed Adams.
No, wait. Are you talking about your mentor?
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Marcus
Yeah.
was my mentor. But that's not how I met him. I met him because we're all sitting in the circle, and everybody got a rule. All the veterans got a rule to like demonstrate like what not to do. And so it was like, hey, don't do this on stage. Hey, don't shut down other people's ideas. And then Marcus's rule was don't, say anything vulgar or curse. And then so everyone's demonstrating the rule, and then it's like, Marcus, demonstrate like what you should not do like for cursing. And then he gets up and he goes, fuck.
I knew that's
Hold-
exactly what he would do.
Yeah. and it was just really funny that was one of the first jokes that I ever experienced in the improv room in high school. And it was really fucking funny that Marcus did it.
I remember I had to interview you
Yeah.
and like get some things about you and then introduce you to the class. And I remember you told me that you were in a chess club. You told me that you did
I won a 6th grade chess tournament.
yeah, that you did MMA and maybe something else, and that was like enough for me. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I remember you had socks on that had like blades of grass on them, and I called them weed socks, and you're like, dude, they're not weed socks.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Wheat sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
How deep were you into MMA?
This was when I first started. It was my freshman year. Yeah, it was when I first started. That's when I started not big. That's when I made my journey to not be a lazy asshole. Because like all before that, I was a lazy asshole. The most I would do is play basketball.
Up until then?
Up until I started playing MMA, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not playing MMA, fighting in MMA.
And now you don't even play basketball.
You just play League and poker.
Yeah. Look at me now, boys.
I remember.
Piece of shit.
Oh man, your guys' improv sounds awesome. I have not.
It was really
I have-
fucking funny,
I
and
know,
I
I'm
looked
sure.
I looked forward to it every single
Every day.
That's dope.
Every single day.
Every single day, I would just be. Sometimes I would be like, I want to skip school today, but I'm
Mhm.
like, but improv,
Yeah.
And so I would go just to go into improv, and it was so fucking funny
Y-
every single day. I was on my ass laughing.
When
Yeah,
things
I've-
were open, did any of you have any sort of like need to do improv? Like
when things were open,
No.
what do you mean open?
like when there was not a pandemic, like did you want to go to
Like
improv?
my entire life.
We went to an improv class, but you were there, right?
I think he meant recently, like since we've been living
Oh.
together.
Yeah.
I would be down to do improv. I
we went to an
a-
improv class, right?
Like
At
improv shows
Coldtown.
and all
Yeah.
that.
but like that was whatever.
It was whatever.
I think we should just form our own troupe and just do something like that.
I think we could, and I think we'd be good at it.
I think we would be good at it.
I remember I got cut off, but I've never had like really any good experiences with like theater or improv kids, because in all of my experiences, and I think a lot of people, they're just not fun to be around and kind of just troll.
Wait, what?
Israel, what were your first
Um,
impressions of us? That's what the
I
topic
know. I
is.
was trying to finish what I was gonna say, and then I was gonna
Got
get to
'em.
the impressions.
I think these are going to be the more interesting
What happened
stories
to
here.
Onision?
Well, I remember my first impressions. What was about Onision?
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Ignore him.
My first impression, I'll go around. Junaid, I remember my first impression of him was he walked into Caleb and Marcus's apartment when I came to visit,
Caleb and Marcus's apartment.
or Caleb and Robbie's apartment when I came to visit for a
Easy.
week.
Different
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah. And I remember Junaid was carrying a textbook, and he walked in, he looked at me, and he said, "I'm Junaid." And he had a really firm ass hand grip, and it kind of scared me. I was
Damn,
like,
that's-
"Oh, hey." and
That's
we shook
crazy.
hands.
Yeah,
And
that's
they went
crazy.
to go sit down. They went to go sit down like in the corner. I don't know what did he go? Did y'all own a beanbag, or did you guys like?
No.
Was it a different?
It was
Couch
that. It
chair.
was that shit chair
Okay, yeah, it was this then.
that you're sitting in.
And then I think I turned on the what is the
light switch.
typecasting?
Yeah.
I turned on the typecasting video because like, oh yeah, Junaid was in this. I want to rewatch this with him.
Oh
here.
yeah. Okay.
And yeah, they got to Junaid's scene, and that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
forgot you got here late.
I didn't get here late.
Like to the state.
Yeah, I visited for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to
That.
feel out
Yeah.
the place.
I forgot you weren't always here.
Yeah,
I also forget that you weren't always here.
yeah. Anyway,
Originally, it was
I-
just me and Robbie.
Don't forget that you were always here, but it's hard to imagine life before you, if that makes any sense.
Keep going. Keep going. Sorry
Yeah.
for interrupting.
what was it? Yeah. So then I think I got to know Jaden a little bit, and I didn't get to spend too much of the day with him because he had to go home or go to. I think you lived in a dorm, right? Did you live in an apartment?
Apartment.
Okay, yeah, he went to his dorm to go study. and then later we went to Whataburger, and we had like one of the funniest things where
And then we met Aziz on Sorry.
yeah, anyway, and we had like a funny exchange with Janine on Snapchat in the group chat. That was pretty funny. I think what was it, the plant thing? Like that whole
I think that-
debacle?
The first time I met you
Yeah.
was like I think you came for one day
Mhm.
and I saw that you went to Whataburger.
It was my last day there.
Then that's the last. Like, how many days did you stay?
He stayed for a whole week.
Like no, 4 or 5 days.
Okay, about a week.
Yeah.
Damn.
About a week.
Good shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first impression with Junaid was we went to go eat Thai food.
I remember that.
That was after, because I saw Snapchats of you and Robbie in the Socialism Club making fun of it,
Yeah.
and so then I was like, that guy looks cool. I want to hang out with him. And then he goes, "Here's a Snapchat. Ask him." That's what Robbie said. And then I was like, "Yo, Junaid, I saw that. That was really funny. You want to come hang out?" And then we went and ate Thai food. And then
It was Ty. How's it going?
Yeah, Thai. How are you?
Oh,
Thai,
yeah, yeah.
How are you? Yeah.
Good place.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then we just started hanging out. It was a normal dinner. We had a little bit of laughs. It was kind of, from my experience, it was kind of awkward a little bit.
We were.
Was somebody else there?
I was there.
You were there.
Yeah, I know, but wasn't somebody else there too?
It was just the three of us.
No, it was just the three of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and the waiter.
It was big for me because I was like, okay, I'm introducing
Big.
one of my school friends to my best friend, and we're gonna see how that works out.
It was big for me too because at
That's
that
when you got
point.
to meet me.
No, true, yeah. But also, anyway, going back to the main point.
I digress.
I was really anxious at that point in my life. Like I was terrified of making friends, but that definitely was a stepping stone in terms of coming here and making new, like going to extra lengths to meet people.
Right.
My first impression of you, and this is where that anxiety must have shown,
Yeah.
and probably broke through a little bit. We were at my apartment, and there was like a quiet hours thing. Like 10 o'clock, you're supposed to be quiet, and if you're loud, then they get really mad at you and send people to yell at you. And so whenever it was like 9:30 to 10 o'clock, I would invite people over, and we would just scream
and smash pots
We'd
and pans
scream,
and play music
yeah.
really loud, and it went all the way up to 9:59.
Yeah, and then right at 9:59, we'd like once the clock turned 10, we'd stop.
Stop!
Yeah.
Stop!
and this particular day was not only one of those days, but after 10 o'clock, once we couldn't be loud in the apartment, we had a bunch of glass bottles and stuff that we were gonna go to a random parking lot and just smash them.
I remember that.
And Robbie was like, "Hey, can I bring Junaid?" And I was like, "Yes." And then Junaid came, and then the festivities began, and we start yelling and screaming and fighting and
Like we were
breaking things.
we were in class, and
Yeah.
I was like, class just ended, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends after this. I was like, Junaid, what are you doing tonight? He's like, oh yeah, I don't know, nothing really. I'm like, I'm going to a glass party, because I didn't want to like define it outright. I wanted him to ask, and then he's like, oh, what's that? And then he was hooked from there.
And the
I
entire
asked if I could
time-
come at some point.
That's
Yeah.
good. The entire time, Junaid was stiff as a board, and like
I didn't know what to do. Yeah.
and we were just screaming and fucking hitting each other and breaking things, and he was just standing there, and like there was a faint smile, but like you could tell he was.
I was half terrified.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've always wanted to be that way. It's just I never didn't know or saw anyone else do it.
Mhm.
Dude, it's
So I could like
awesome.
mimic,
We should have another glass party, man.
We should.
We
We have a
got-
lot of
Let's have
glass.
one like literally right now.
Well, we
Just
have to
take
watch
a box
Shin
of that
Godzilla
glass
and
and let's
King
go
Kong.
fuck off.
True.
Well, there's this place where it's the empty Radio Shack that we could go to.
Let's go
Yeah,
to the
that
Empty
is
Radio
true.
Shack.
That is
I
so
have,
true.
I have an address of an abandoned school. Like windows are fine. Everything is like it's a whole school.
Tonight?
Like it's a whole high
Boom.
school.
I am so down.
and
Why
it's
not?
Tonight?
just done.
We're actually gonna do it?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Israel, what was your first impression of Marcus?
Mexican. I thought he was Mexican. And then I
What?
That doesn't make sense.
I
No one
was
asked that.
joking. I was joking.
Ah, he was
no,
joking.
I used to think Marcus
Ah.
was Mexican.
That's your
Because I-
first impression of me?
No,
He
I'm
saw you
joking.
and then just thought
But that's
Mexican.
That's a funny thing that like
That was
don't
really
some
funny.
people think that some people have thought that you're Mexican, right? Like I know that. I don't want to say
What does
who.
this have to do with your first
Anyway,
impression of
it was
me?
it was a joke, but I originally thought
He's
You
red.
being Mexican's a
I
joke.
think I think they're not jokes. They're cool people. They even sound like more retarded. Anyway,
No. Don't get me wrong. They're cool people.
No, Mexicans are cool people. It's just funny.
They're
Other-
just funny. It's funny that they're Mexican.
I'm sorry, I'm making it worse.
I hate Mexicans.
I'm sorry for existing. No, I thought my
If you're
first
Mexican
impression.
and listening to this, don't listen to Israel.
Yeah, just
We
mute.
love you. Israel doesn't.
Yeah,
Actually, whenever we went to Big Ben, and then the first time Israel saw a Mexican, he was like Mexican.
All right, keep going, Israel. What were you gonna say?
um, as most people have said,
As Moses.
Osmosis Jones.
Moses said, Moses talked about
Most
Mark.
people have said.
As Moses said, what?
As most people have thought, and how I've kind of like noticed that I feel like I get the same pattern from when they first hear about you is mysterious.
Me?
Yeah, I like to see.
Don't say it like that. You do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
You
I'm
are
mysterious.
You are
Yeah.
a very mysterious.
You do that on
person.
I
purpose.
don't do it
You
on
are
purpose.
you're a 7-foot ninja. Like half of the
I don't
time,
know what that means.
I don't hear your fucking footsteps, or I don't know where you are, and I'll turn around and you're fucking there. But I mainly got that from like your social media presence.
Because you
But
wear AirPods.
it's more of like
No.
you walk into your apartment, you're like, "Oh, Marcus, what is that? Oh, that's a jar of my goat heart."
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
That's
where'd you
a-
get that? I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
There-
How'd you get that?
Oh,
I'm
it's-
not gonna tell you.
it's
Hey,
Philip-
hey, what's that, Marcus? Oh, that's
it's-
the flag of Asbestoles or something like that.
it's
Like
where-
the goat heart, it's named Philip 66. So just say, oh, that's
True.
Philip 66. You won't say that's a goat heart. You'll be like, is that a
yeah.
heart in a jar? It's Philip 66.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it? Oh, I have a map. Can I see it? No.
I
Yeah.
showed you the map.
No, you
But
didn't.
My fun-
You did show. He did show.
did show
he
you the
showed me
map.
the map.
You did not show me the map.
I've seen the
Then I
map.
showed
I've
Israel.
seen
Showed Israel
the map.
the
Yeah.
my favorite Marcus decor that is, I thought it was the funniest joke of all time. That is not even in this house. He didn't put it back up when he moved. But in Marcus's apartment, he had 3 clocks. And
We need to put that up.
it said San Antonio, Houston, and what
in
else?
Texas.
And Texas. and they were all
had
different time zones.
Oh, and your fucking microwave and kitchen timer times were completely different. Like one of them was at 2 a.m. and the other one was at like 3 hours ahead or 2 hours backwards. It was,
That doesn't spell
was-
mysterious. It spells laziness.
no, it doesn't. It's
The laziness sometimes invites the mysteriousness.
Okay.
But I thought of you just as mysterious because you wouldn't post much, and then everybody in this friend group that I knew prior to was like very active on social media. And whenever you would post, it would be like
I love when you say
birthday or some shit like that. Like I remember, like for one of the first times I interacted with you, you said, "What should I do with this pigeon?" And it was a dead pigeon, and I swiped up. And I can't remember what I said. And then you compiled what everybody said and screenshotted
I
it.
remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That was I was like, this is mysterious, interesting. Caleb, it's kind of 2-parted, or maybe
I
3-parted.
don't remember meeting you.
I do. It was when I visited, and you like walked out, and I
It's because you knew him online before you
Yeah.
met him.
online. I thought you were very. And this isn't in, so I thought you were constantly like making like art, you know.
He
And
thought you
that-
worked harder than you did.
Yeah.
You know, not to be rude. I'm not
yeah.
trying to do anything, but when I met you, you're a lazy piece of shit, and you don't make anything.
I mean,
When I
yeah.
first met you, I thought Mexican.
I thought
He has a mustache.
We have one Asian
It
friend.
wasn't
His
that.
name's Chris, and whenever an Asian person appears on screen, Israel goes,
No, that's Chris McCauley, you motherfucker. You motherfucker. That's not Chris Lee. That's Chris McCauley. This is the slander
Hey,
podcast.
he's from Illinois. He doesn't see
Yeah.
much. You know?
"There's too much snow." Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, no.
He's like an Eskimo.
I've not just grown up in Illinois. I've grown
What
up
about
all
me?
around.
What was your first impression of me?
Sideburns. Because like I remember the first video I saw, one of your face reveal, you had like sideburns. Like
I missed
that,
the sideburns.
that flashed
But what
out.
is
I
your
was like,
impression? Like maybe that's an observation.
yeah, I
like,
know. I don't know. I was just like, oh shit, this guy's showing his face. This is cool. And I wrote my gay comment that has been talked about like 7 times now.
You look good.
Yeah.
I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with homosexuals. He deleted that comment, by the way.
Dude, that's
That's a
sounds-
God tier comment.
But for getting back to Caleb,
no, that comment is like really funny.
oh yeah, it is.
It's a
But
God tier comment.
I deleted it. I don't remember when, but I did delete
Fuck
it.
you for deleting.
It's okay. I
Yeah.
screenshotted
Yeah,
it.
he
That
did.
will follow
There was a
you
screenshot.
everywhere.
We can probably like link that in the description of this or something. But with Caleb, I first thought really that you were like kind of just disrespectful to me, and this went in hand with Scott. Like I don't think I like got too much respect from you when I first moved in. And I kind of understand it because a lot of people that I first meet don't really like me because like I'm just like not very social or active, or I don't really put my neck out. I kind of have to like know the place or know where I'm at in order to like fully like grow and be more of me, I guess, which is a normal thing. I'm not saying that it's like anything different.
When you
but-
first moved in, I just didn't know
Well,
ever
no-
what you were doing or like
Yeah.
what your intentions were of doing
Yeah.
anything. I just didn't understand you as a person.
yeah.
And I'd see you get up from the couch and there'd be Q-tips on it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know?
Israel,
Yeah.
I've said this 1,000 times and I'll say it again. You
Yeah.
are the most I've never met anybody like you.
Yeah.
And that's not an insult.
Yeah, I know.
It's like like getting to know you, I've learned quirks that I never thought were real.
Uh-huh.
Like the Q-tip thing. Whenever
Yeah.
you stand
But
up,
is
there's
real.
a Q-tip, or like I'll know that you've been somewhere because there's a Q-tip there. And then there's like a bunch of other things like. Before you go to bed, you'll take off your beanie and then you'll fix your hair and then you'll put your beanie back on and then you'll take your beanie off and then you'll fix your hair again and then put your beanie back on and then you'll take your beanie off and then fix your hair another time and then put your beanie back on and then
like
you'll
a
take your
dog.
beanie off and then you'll go to bed.
It's like a dog walking in circles
It is,
around
it
his
is.
bed.
Well,
But there,
sometimes,
it's these quirks that I've never ever thought about. I've
Yeah.
never ever even imagined. I never probably could
If
imagine.
someone wrote a character like Israel, you'd be like, that's not a real person.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
I'd have to be like an animated character in a movie, like in that one old ass movie where it's the detective and
Sherlock Holmes.
True
My-
Detective.
My
True
favorite,
Detective with
my
Matthew
favorite,
McConaughey and Jeffrey Dahmer.
my
Harley
favorite
Quinn.
Israelism is when he comes downstairs
Israelism.
and then he
Israelisms.
takes ice cubes and he puts it in.
Yes.
He puts it in his hand,
And
looks at it, puts it in his pocket, and goes back up, and then puts it in his cup.
Yeah, it's awesome because I
Why
don't
would
want
you
to. Because
He likes lint water.
I never
Lint
get to
water.
fully explain it. I never get to fully explain this because I always get cut off. Okay, so I will have a habit of like stacking up and not putting away cups, and I don't want to take my cup. I don't want to like. I get so lazy to bring the cup that I already have upstairs. So, I mean, downstairs. So I'll just like grab ice, put it in my pocket, and bring it up to the cup. Because if I was to get a new cup and just put ice in that, it's gonna stack up and stack
Just
up.
bring
and
the
eventually,
cup that you have upstairs.
I know, but it's either like because I'm not thinking about it, I'm already halfway downstairs to do something else.
I can understand that.
Yeah, so it's like I gotta think fast.
But
Hand, ice, pocket, A.
Or
And,
else
like-
what?
Yeah.
Okay,
the first time he
that's
did
really
it-
funny though.
Yeah.
The first time he did it that I saw him do it, I was like, did you just do that?
Yeah.
He was like, what?
It's not weird.
But nowadays,
Okay, you can't say what.
Nowadays-
you don't get to say what.
nowadays,
you don't get to
nowadays,
say what.
he owns it, and when he does it, he'll go he'll go downstairs
Yeah,
and
I'll say,
come
like,
back
"Hey,
up,
look at my
and then I'll
pocket."
just be sitting there, and then he'll like smile at me, and then he'll pull the ice out of his pocket, and I'm like, hey.
I will throw out the ones that have lint in them, but usually like lint doesn't get on them much, which is cool. I'm probably just very lucky for that.
Yeah,
My-
because you had to think fast.
Yep.
My
think
first
fast.
impression of Israel is that he was his mom because he was using his
Yeah.
mom's YouTube account to comment on my
Yeah,
videos.
I would always change the name of my mom's YouTube channel, the profile picture, to like Spider-Man or Deadpool, and she'd find out and she'd change it back to her face because it was a business profile, and she'd upload like business videos while
That makes
fucking
sense.
Marvel versus Hulk stop motions or
But they were
not
like
stop motions like,
videos of him just playing with action figures,
like literally
like
playing
not
with
even
toys and
stop
smashing
motion.
them together.
Like you could see his hands, he'd be like, "Ugh, pua, pua, rah." And it
Yeah.
was so like funny.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Because at
I
first
have
I was
a
like,
few of them re-uploaded too.
at first
That's
I was
awesome.
like, who is this grown woman commenting on my YouTube channel? And then I went and I saw, and all the videos were just Israel playing with toys. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a kid using his mom's account.
Yeah.
And then
I
we
was
became
not
really
allowed-
good friends.
Yeah, I was not allowed another account. I remember the first video I saw of Robbie's was Marvel versus Halo, and it was one where Nightcrawler is in it, and he like
I was
teleports.
so proud of that video when
Yeah.
I made it. And it has
uh,
like no
I
animation.
remember when I watched it too. I had gotten home from a school trip from this place in Illinois where our elementary school went to these cabins like way up in the not the mountains of Illinois, but like just way up in the cold of Illinois. And I like got home and I was able to get on my laptop, and that was the first video I watched when I got back. It was cool. Yeah,
Look at you now. Dude,
yeah, I'm not proud.
Imagine, like, there's no way you can imagine it, but like, you seeing his comment and be like, this grown woman that you find out as a kid, and then fucking 7 years later, you're in a house with him. With
Yeah.
a bunch
Yeah.
of other
That's
super
awesome.
handsome,
The funny thing
talented
is, like,
men.
I thought, oh, this is a kid using his mom's account. He was a year younger than me.
Yeah.
Like,
I took a while to hit puberty. Or not
I was just like,
voice
this is
puberty.
some dumb kid, as if like I was any different.
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, especially knowing that it was like him seeing my videos that happen.
You're a fanboy.
That you can do
I
something
wasn't
like
a
that.
fanboy.
You know,
I just watched them.
you
You're
can
a
put something
fanboy.
out
I
in the
was a
world and you can
fanboy
meet someone
of
through it.
another
and you're
guy.
a groomer.
Okay, we're not going there.
You groomed Israel into
We were-
moving into the house.
We were a year apart.
Yo, wait.
This is some Onision shit.
All right, Caleb stood up. He was laying down on the couch, and now he's
Yeah,
sitting
he's
up.
excited because he loves this groomer theory.
Okay.
I don't even like the joke. I said it so many times last episode.
Oh, so you just have
and
to
I
commit
never
to the
even-
bit
I never
because
even
you're too
laughed.
far in, huh?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. My
I
first
don't have
impression
to do anything
of
you tell me.
Caleb was that he was a really cool person,
And that's so true. That's facts.
that is true.
No caps on the baby.
I mean,
baby.
I genuinely I don't remember the first time we met because it's just been like way too long, and the first time we met wasn't like significant to me at the time because it was
it's-
just like
I
here's this
can't
other kid.
remember that either.
But
We're literally the same age. We're gone in
I
Kilo.
do remember having this conflict with myself when I was a kid because I was like, I like this guy and he's my best friend, and I want to tell him that I love him, but I don't want people to think I'm gay. And so I remember I was like, should I tell him I love him? Is that gay? Is that not gay? And then I did it, and they're like, oh yeah, I love you too, bro. And I was like, okay, it's not gay.
That's awesome.
I know.
I remember we both came out to each other as
Straight.
non-believers in Christ
It was funny because
because
for
I
a
thought that
while,
you still believed
yeah,
in Jesus.
and I thought you still believed, and I wasn't sure if I should reveal that because
Right.
yeah,
because I thought I was gonna lose you as a friend. I thought, and you probably thought the same
yeah,
thing.
because
Dude, it sucks
he
when
used
like
to be like hard in the paint in Christianity thanks to his
Mhm.
family.
I was going hard in the paint.
And I used to like, you know, I used to be less like excessive about it, but I was like, oh yeah, I believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
But then like, I went to California, and then I became an atheist out there, and then I came back sophomore year, and you know he had gone through his own religious experience, well, non-experience, I guess, in a freshman year as well. And then we met up again after I came back to Texas, and then when it was like a little testy for a while. I don't remember who broke the ice first, but
I don't remember.
it was such a
either.
relief. Like whenever we did come out and say that, it was like, wow, okay, cool.
I
We don't have
remember-
anything to
I
worry
remember
about.
it was
then.
over a Twitter DM though.
Probably.
It was over a Twitter DM.
Yeah, I think I feel like it might have been in the chaos group chat with Leanne. I feel like I might have.
No, it
been
wasn't
to
in there. It
witness
was
No?
one on one.
What was that
Yeah.
called? Absolute
Accidental chaos.
accidental chaos.
That was our
right.
band name,
Yep.
you, me, and Leanne.
Yep, and it grew into the round table. Yeah,
baby.
Da
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
I'll
It's
put that shit
grown.
on the baby.
Like we still
Uh,
got the
my-
3 OGs.
First impression of Junaid was, this is a funny guy because he would like laugh at my jokes in class and he'd make funny jokes in class. So I'm like, we have some semblance of similar humor.
She laughed out of fear.
But I don't know. Meeting people is not always like super easy, especially when you're like someone like me and you are scared to approach people a lot. But I remember like the one time you wore the Kim K shirt to class.
Oh yeah.
He had a shirt that was just like one of those like meme shirts where it's like her face just repeated over and over and over across the entire shirt, and it was like her crying. And I'm like, that's like really funny. And I mean, he revealed later that he only wore that shirt because he thought it would help him make friends.
Yeah.
And it did pay off.
Awesome strategy. That's an awesome strategy.
And so like I'm like,
I
this is a
would
cool
never do
guy.
that.
And I don't
I would
remember
always do that.
I don't remember how we traded Snapchats, if I asked you or if you asked me or how that happened. But we've actually like traded Snapchats.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went out of his way to watch one of my YouTube videos and then messaged me about it. And then I'm like, he had no reason to do that, like at all. So he clearly just is interested in me and wants to know me better. And so from there, we just started talking more and hanging out and sitting together in class. And I mean, the rest is history. But yeah, my
True
impression
facts.
was like, this is a funny guy.
How do you guys meet people? Like whenever you meet people, what do you ask them? Do you start small talking?
I don't
Like-
know. I don't have a strategy.
Usually,
'Cause-
usually the way. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Piece of shit.
Before we
bro.
move on, I did also want to say, my first impression of you, Marcus, wasn't so much that you're mysterious.
Was
They-
it the ramen day?
It was
When you
not the
threw ramen in
ramen
my
day,
car?
but the ramen day did not help you, Marcus. It was that you are like,
ramen day was a piece of shit day. I hated
Yeah.
that day.
I love that.
I hated
day.
you that day.
That was the surgery on a grape day, I think.
No,
Really?
no.
Are you sure?
Ramen day was not surgery on a great
we
day.
went to Dalton's house. Like,
For context, ramen day is a day we hung out with Marcus, and Marcus brought over a big bowl of ramen, and then as we were driving down the highway, threw it on Caleb's windshield while we were driving, by the way. Caleb's windshield wipers didn't work, and he had no fluid in them, so he just smeared ramen across his windshield. It's the middle of the night. We're going down the highway. He can't see anymore, and he already can't drive.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
the best driver in the group.
Shut the
sorry.
fuck
I'm
up. And so when he does that, Caleb's like, what the fuck? And I'm just sitting there just stewing in rage because I didn't know what to say. I was just like, I hate this Marcus person, and I don't know why Caleb invited him to hang out with us.
Okay, go back to your first impression.
Anyways, yeah, I hated you like so much because you did that and you didn't even apologize. You were just laughing. You thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and we all could have fucking died.
Hey,
Anyways.
always do the funny thing.
Yeah, always. do the funny
Anyways,
thing.
it did come out to a funny story, but fuck you if you ever did that again.
I'll do it
So
to
yeah,
you next.
the first time I met you is like shortly after meeting Dalton, and when I met Dalton, I'm like, Dalton's a cool guy because Dalton has
Dalton's
just
a
this,
yes man.
this aura about him. He's just awesome. He's got good energy
He
that
does.
makes you like
He does.
want to have a good time.
Mm.
Because like the first time I met Dalton, he went in the room and he's like, dude, that's so I just like birded over here, bro. This is so awesome. Because like the bird scooters were a
Yeah.
big thing. He's like, dude, I just limed. You know?
Bird gang.
He's
I'm
such
so
a
glad.
But
I'm so
surgery on a grape night was definitely a different night because
yeah.
I remember that being
100%.
and it was way after, and it was also like an impromptu night.
I think the
Okay.
first night we met was a glass party night. But yeah. So we meet Dalton and then they all get in my car and we go to St. Edward's to pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're on the phone with me trying to give me directions, but I'm on the other side of St. Edward's and you don't know where I am. I don't know how to tell you where I am. You're like, oh, just turn left here. Oh, just turn right here. Oh, just turn here. And I'm like, where the fuck am I going? Where are you leading me? I'm going in circles. And then finally, we found you and you came out and you were dressed pretty similar to the way you are now, where you're wearing this sweater and fucking pants and whatever. And I'm like, what is this guy like dressed as? Because
What do you mean?
I don't know. You weren't like,
A sweater and pants?
yeah, you just, I don't know. You're like a big guy, and I don't know, the way you dress sometimes it adds to that mysteriousness to you. Anyways,
Marcus, I've never seen your body.
yeah,
You're
you
looking at
do
it right now.
I've
you do
literally never
hide
seen
your
your
body.
body.
I think that's what I was thinking. Is like,
that plays into the mystery.
I've known you
Anyways.
for like how many years? I've
but
literally never seen your body.
You've
I
seen me
met
without
you,
pants on.
and
Yeah, okay, true.
you would say something, and I wasn't sure if you were trying to be funny or if you were serious or what. Because sometimes you'd just say like some just mean thing, and I wouldn't know if
A
it was
mean
supposed to be a
thing?
joke. Like
Like what?
I can't come up with like a specific
Mhm.
example,
Shut the fuck up.
but you had this serious deadpan way of delivering jokes that you still do in some ways. And I was so conflicted for a long time because I know when Caleb is joking, you
Mhm.
know? But I was like,
can't
Caleb's
stop
got that, like,
smirking.
Yeah.
Can't stop
you would
smirking
just say
when I'm-
something and I wouldn't know. You also yelled a lot and you still do. And so you just be like going off on a tangent and yelling. And I'd be like, why is this person so unhinged? And so like when I was briefing Israel on what it would be like meeting everyone, I'm like, I don't really know about Marcus, but he's intense. Like being around him is
Yeah,
intense
I don't
sometimes.
think Marcus liked me at first. 'cause-
It wasn't that I didn't like you. I was
Yeah.
very unsure.
Yeah.
But guess who always had your back?
Robert.
Robbie.
Scott always defended you.
Really?
And, yeah,
he
and
did.
Scott.
That's
It was
Scott
mostly me and
always
Scott always.
defended you.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
I never would have thought
Scott
about
loves
Scott.
you, man.
That's interesting.
And we love
I was.
Scott.
Scott does
it,
love
it,
you. Love
It takes
Scott.
me a while to get like. I'm not a fan of negativity
Yeah.
and negative people.
Yeah.
And when you first got here, you're pretty negative.
Yeah.
You've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
And I've had adjusting to do so I
Yeah.
could be more accommodating to that.
Yeah.
I had to just keep telling everyone, just calm down.
Yeah.
He's got to figure some things out and he's got to grow a little bit. But Israel's awesome. He's awesome. You just got to get to know him.
yeah.
I kept stressing that, and eventually we got there, and we're at a point where
Israel
things
is
are great.
Israel is awesome in a way that no one I've ever seen has been awesome before.
Yeah.
It's true.
And that's not. I can't even explain that. Like you just have to
It comes with
Israel.
how unique he is as a person.
Yeah,
And how much growth he's been going through.
Yeah.
and that's why he is the main character.
True.
of
You are the
of shonen
protagonist.
anime.
Yeah.
And one day you are going to be, I don't know, what's your title that you want to be?
A world power.
A drug dealer.
A
Spider-Man.
Mexican.
Every
One day you
conversation-
will be a
Dealer.
Mexican.
Every conversation with him, he will throw a curveball, and you won't
Yeah.
even know.
Like what?
You won't
Like
even know.
what?
You will
do
just
it-
do something or say something, and you'll be like, "Did you just say that?"
Like a Mexican.
You know,
What was
Or
your
like- or
first
like when
impression of
y'all-
me, Marcus?
My first impression of you,
of Robbie?
you were okay. So Caleb was like, "You got to come over. You got to meet my roommate Robbie. Like he's awesome." And I was like, "All right, cool. I'll come meet your roommate Robbie." And I guess it was at my apartment eventually. I don't know.
That's the first time I met you. Is when we-
Yeah, I remember
picked
there
you
was a
up.
few times where I was close to meeting you at his apartment
I was
because we
probably
would
at
hang
school
out a
or
lot.
work or something.
But you were very serious and stern and resting bitch face.
yeah.
And I was like, is this guy funny? like I haven't heard him tell a joke. Like, is he funny or not?
Yeah.
Like I need to get to know him more.
No, that sounds about right.
Then I got to know you more, and I learned a little more about how you work.
Yeah.
And yeah, I honestly, yeah,
That's the thing is like I know especially like even then I had like hardcore. I was very stern and like had
Yeah.
resting bitch face,
Resting bitch face.
which is
Robbie
like
broken.
why it surprises me when people
He
who
has a
met
resting
me
bitch
during
face
that
when
time
he's
said they
sleeping.
thought I was approachable.
yeah.
Because I'm like, how did you think I was
Because you were
approachable?
different in class because it was completely new to you. I
Yeah.
think so. You were kind of putting on a show.
Oh,
but-
hardcore in class. It was all about flexing my
Yeah.
weakened theater muscles to try to present like a heightened version of myself as someone
Right.
really exciting.
and then you grew
fun.
into that heightened version.
That is actually true.
Yeah.
I legitimately for a long time was playing a version of myself that I wanted to be, and then I grew into that version
Yeah.
of myself.
I relate to that.
Yeah. I mean, you even said that with your own story through meeting us.
I kind of
because-
feel that with myself now, but I'm not so sure because I don't want to jinx anything. You know,
What do you mean?
I don't want to jinx it, so I won't say. But if it ever happens,
What do you
I'll
mean?
say.
Yeah,
you won't
wait,
lose it.
Yeah, what do
you
you
won't
mean?
lose progress.
I guess just more of like a quicker person, like being more quick with things because I tend to be.
I think it's
very
okay to be slow. I'm slow too.
Quick as in
No.
what?
Well, not as slow as
Quick-
you.
Like
but
your
yours is
body
slow.
movement, thinking.
Wait, what was that, Caleb?
I was just making a joke. I said not as slow as
Quick
you.
as
'cause
in
you're
what?
good.
Quick
Like,
as in what?
Quick as in like
How fast you can run?
How fast you
man,
respond.
like everybody here is pretty quick with like responding or what to say back or just like as well as just like outgoing or just like knowing what to do in certain scenarios because like everybody has done
Yeah.
stuff in certain scenarios where I'm like I would never fucking think of that.
Well,
you
that's
know?
why you have friends like this.
Yeah, I know.
It also comes down to experience.
Or now
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
like a squad.
We build
You
off of
know?
each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
That's
think
what
I'm-
I was
think
saying
I'm-
about.
That's what I was saying. What were you saying?
That's what I was
about-
saying about the camping trip. Is what I really liked is it showed how
Oh,
good we
yeah.
are as a group at problem solving.
Yeah.
Oh, it was broken.
Yeah.
If I couldn't think of something somebody else did, if he couldn't do it, somebody else did. You know.
And so not having all the answers isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because there are things that you are capable of that we aren't.
If
Yeah.
you do have all the answers, that's a bad thing because you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You're also surrounding yourself with dumbass people, and don't do that to yourself.
Oh, of course.
I think I'm losing a bit of my mojo though.
What do you mean?
You know.
I feel
Because
that. I feel that.
I think it's more of what you said of like you created this heightened version of yourself and then grew into it. I have like no one to impress anymore.
I
You know?
think the pandemic's kind of got all of us in
Yeah,
a little bit of a
yeah.
slump. It's because we haven't been able to go out as much and meet new people. So
I
there
haven't
there
been-
isn't much to impress beyond yourself. And it can be really easy to impress yourself sometimes.
So like I don't know, I just haven't been out of my comfort zone recently.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which I think that's
so,
why
yeah.
Liz, our friend who's written into the show a few times, him
Mhm.
moving in from West Virginia this summer is going to be huge
Yeah.
because we're going to get a new house for it. So new house and new roommate that hasn't really met us in person before is gonna be a little bit of an adjustment for everyone.
I definitely
Yeah.
need to switch up.
Yeah. I think that change of environment and personalities will be good for everybody.
Yeah.
I think you like you going to poker tournaments and stuff like that does help.
I think it does, but I'm not even. I'm there. I'm just trying to impress myself too. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get better because I really
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about what these people think about me
Mhm.
unless they call me bad.
Yeah.
Because then I'm just like, I'm not bad. I need to be good at this. That's the whole reason why I started getting good at poker anyway. Because someone called me bad.
Really.
I'm not even joking. Like,
yeah, that being told that you're bad at something is definitely a boost for me. Because like I've been
It's not-
told
it's-
that I'm bad
it's-
at shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
I don't even go back to prove them wrong. I just want to prove to myself. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even want to dissect
Well,
it.
it's not a going back to them thing, but it's more of like a in my head. It's like,
Right.
let's try to make this happen kind
Yeah.
of thing.
I don't like being bad at things that I
No, neither do
don't
I.
want to be bad at.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
that's how I want to explain that. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
You
I
don't-
love impressing people.
Yeah.
I think like the majority of my personality, like I just love it, and it's like a cornerstone of it.
Mhm.
And I in this pandemic could not exercise that at all. So like some people will know me in a certain way, and some people will know me as almost the exact opposite way, because you're trying to impress them with what they like in a completely different way.
Yeah, because I am definitely different around other people as well. Unlike with y'all, like with y'all, I think I'm like 90% of who I am, and then like with everybody else, I'm probably like 40, and with
Wow.
myself, I'm myself.
I hope we get to 100% soon.
You can
I-
you can never get to 100% with anybody.
Yeah,
Fair.
there are
There
some
are things
things
I
that
even hide,
I
so
cannot.
I see that.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
like
your sounding kit.
That's true. You do hide your
And
sounding
you
group.
like if
grooming
I
17-year-old girls.
Yeah,
Like if
none
I-
of those things are on that list.
like if I said like half of the things that I usually think first whenever I have an interaction with some people, I would not be likable or not understandable.
But that's also like not even like yourself really,
Yeah.
because yourself is not just the things you think; it's
You
also
can,
the things
yeah,
you do.
can separate
Right.
yourself from your thoughts, but also
This
a
is a
lot of the times I will do the first or second thing that I think of and then make
Yeah.
like a social commentary about that's the first thing that I thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I honestly
yeah, this
don't
is a philosophy podcast.
impressing people. Like I don't like meeting somebody and then they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And then I'm like, "Oh, I do this and this and this and this and
Well,
this
that's
and this."
because
and
you
this
don't-
and
you
this."
I like
you
to
don't-
impress
Right,
people.
it's not
with-
bragging.
with-
Right.
I'm
You
not,
don't
I don't
like
like
to
to talk
impress
about
people, Marcus.
Yeah.
You
I
like to reel them in. You like to get
yeah,
them wanting
like
to know
if I was
more.
if I was to break into Marcus's place, and then the first thing I was to think is like, okay, what does this guy do as a hobby? I'd see like face things on the wall. I'd see dead hearts. I'd see the
I'd
monkey
get the fuck
clapping.
out of there.
Oh, I'd leave. I think I'd be.
because you
I'd
like
end
to
up-
act very nonchalant, like, oh, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just Phillips.
Well,
66.
because that's funny.
Oh, that
That's funny.
that taxidermy bobcat. That's Mistopheles.
Yeah.
He's
Dude.
whatever. Like you, it's so casual.
Yeah.
But
You aren't out to impress. You're out to get people to want to know more.
that
like
and it works.
like a
I
if
don't like to
we-
brag about it, but I like to impress people with the act of me doing it. I like to be good at that thing.
Yeah.
So that somebody will watch me do that thing and be like, "Damn, you're good." And I'm
If-
like, "Fuck yeah, I'm good."
If we
Mine,
were to,
can I?
yeah, my bad.
My, I didn't mean to sound.
No.
rude.
I've been interrupting.
Mine is completely non-materialistic in that it is mostly personality quirks or like whatever the way you're acting, and like you can when you meet someone you can definitely tell what they would like in the person they're listening to, so you kind of heighten these parts, and just so that they can receive the best person you can be.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's what like impressing is. To me, like that conversation is the best it could be.
Okay.
You know,
I like
Yeah.
competing. That's what I like to do.
I love
That's
competing.
a good word for it.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing it to impress. I'm doing it to compete.
Right.
You know, just to be good at that.
With the whole Marcus Mysterious thing, like I feel like with how just
How Mexican he is.
non-exaggerant he is, like I feel like if you could clone like 600 Marcuses, you could take over like the world. I think probably like 600 Marcuses and 300 Charles Bronsons, the
Okay.
England
Oh my
prisoner.
God.
but
All right,
here's
you're in the
thing.
same league as a serial killer.
For
Yeah.
for Marcus for Marcus you need someone like Dalton who can carry out schemes unquestioningly.
Yeah,
Dalton cannot do that.
Dalton took off a barnacle from Marcus's car.
So
got
did
the
Junaid.
cops
So
called
did
on
Junaid.
him.
I did
So
that too.
Junaid.
And Junaid both, Dalton and Junaid, and got themselves out of that situation they put themselves
I never
in.
pinned Dalton as someone. I now that you say that,
Dalton's hardcore.
yeah,
He's
not
hardcore.
okay. Maybe
He's
doesn't play
loyal.
around.
Dalton's loyal.
damn. Now that you say that, my eyes are open.
I mean, we're all
Dalton-
loyal,
Dalton
to an
rides or
extent.
dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ride or die.
I don't think anybody's ever like really backstabbed anybody in this house. Like if they have, then it's not like anything major. It's kind of like just like an annoyance, I'd say.
I'm not gonna lie. If you guys need literally anything, as long as you're not being a total piece of shit while you're doing it, I will help you.
Me too.
Okay.
True. Same.
Of course.
Yeah.
Within reason.
I don't think Junaid
Yeah,
is
you like some strings attached.
Because, I mean,
Yeah, give me an offering.
you know, I could say this, and then the next day you drag home a dead body, and you're like, I need help.
I do the
You
same
need
for
money
you.
first.
It wouldn't be a money thing. It'd be like how did you get yourself into the situation?
Yeah.
How attached do I want to be
Yeah.
to whatever this is?
Yeah. I mean,
Because to an extent,
if I killed somebody, he deserved it, and there's no other way that's happening.
there would be a round of questioning before I helped you hide the body.
If there, there's no way I wouldn't kill somebody and they wouldn't deserve it. There's no way.
I want to believe that.
In episode 3, you talked about murder suicide.
Yeah, because that's the way to go.
And
Dude,
like
we're
you're
getting-
dragging his body, and he's holding a pair of aces.
I
I-
wonder why he died.
I'm a big advocate for murder suicide.
Let's not dig that corpse
I
up.
will never do it. I'll never do it.
Junaid-
I don't practice what I preach.
Junaid
but
did not get
Dead
to say his
horse.
piece on us, I don't think. Did you?
No, I did.
Oh,
No,
Um,
wait, no, you didn't.
oh,
I
wait,
don't think I got your
on
first
what?
impression to me.
no,
I didn't get mine either.
I didn't get mine.
Okay,
Or
so
Caleb.
You got some work to do, man.
Yeah, you got
okay, so
put yourself out there.
Robbie, the first impression I got was that you're trying very hard.
Fair.
Yeah, like in class, I would be like, you're literally straight up lying right now. But
About what? What was I lying about?
lying, as in you're really exaggerating in certain parts.
I love to exaggerate.
So I was like, I found that funny. I found that really funny because you would not stop. You were consistent
Yeah.
with it.
That was important to me, was consistency. If I was
Yeah.
going to like exaggerate things, it had to be to a consistent state.
Yeah, and
Dude, Caleb always drives like shit.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do.
so yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool facet of you that I.
I just farted, and you were talking too. So I was about to do the thing where I put the mic on my asshole and fart on it because it'd be
I'm
funny.
sorry about my friend Janae.
No, it's okay. It's okay. He's definitely your friend.
Wait. I didn't do the.
This is a great
We did the-
episode. This is a great episode.
I didn't do the.
No, yeah, who cares?
All right.
But
Alright,
that's why I was laughing. Is because I was about to fart, and so I just
Caleb,
farted off
stop,
mic.
stop.
is that the
But I
social
didn't- I
commentary you were
didn't do
talking
the-
about?
I didn't do that. I don't know who did it, but that's why I started talking.
Oh man.
As for Marcus, the first time was at that quiet hours night, and the first thing was complete chaos like energy coming out of that,
Uh-huh.
and I was kind of scared, like in that I was like, because the next times we would hang out, I would honestly ask myself, is this the group of people that I will be friends with? Because my thinking was that I have one chance to make a group of friends, and if I miss it, I'm fucked.
Mhm.
And so I would have to think about that, and I'm glad I always went because it was so intriguing.
Mhm.
So because that I didn't understand it at all, and I wanted to learn about it. So yeah, I think the intrigue is what got me reeled in
Of Glass Day?
from that class day, but then the subsequent days after that.
Just this
Okay.
eclectic group of people and our personalities.
Yeah.
and
As
How
for
the hell do we even work?
As for Caleb, it would always be from the very big compliments Robbie would give you whenever introducing you. He would
He's bullshitting right now. I have nothing nice to say about you.
it was cringe as fuck because every time he would say your name, he would always say, my best friend and roommate, Caleb King, who would say that he would sleep on the same bed. Fucking all the facts,
Right.
one after the other.
I can attest to this. Robbie did say that.
Yes.
He would always do that.
Yes.
I still do.
It's cringe.
So
Except-
I was like, at some point, who the fuck is this? Like, why do I know so much about him and I've never seen him? So from that, somehow it was a very apt description from all the stuff that he told me.
So I was trying very hard to hype up other
It was
things, but I was exact with you.
Dope.
So it was a very good image that I got. So yeah, like
Sick.
weirdly, like in a mysterious kind of way, it was easier to like want to hang out with you from his basically an ad.
The walking
Guilty
Caleb
as
King
charged.
Billboard. That's dope. That's cool.
I will always
That's real
talk
friendship.
highly of you.
That's real friendship.
True.
Until someone gets to know you, and then I'll just talk shit about you all the time.
That's
Because
fine.
I've already exhausted all the nice things I can say.
I mean, I can take it. I can dish it. I can take it.
I
you
know.
That's a true fact. As for Israel,
Oh,
the
man.
first time, I don't remember exactly the first time, but like the first few times I met you, I would always be very like on the defensive
Yeah.
because I was not sure if you were really as troubled as you would like to say
Yeah.
you were, because you would talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
And
So cringe.
That was his conversation starter was,
Yeah.
my dad.
right,
I
hate him.
right.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was cringe. I just was like trying to figure out what
Yeah. Oh, it's cringe for me in retrospect. but,
right, right. But then as you you would show some parts sometimes where you would just tell a joke and you wouldn't even know it's funny,
Yeah.
but then it would be.
yeah.
But then you would like be ashamed of it if everyone else laughed
yeah.
because you thought immediately that people were laughing at you.
Yeah.
Which I found really funny because I related to
Yeah.
when I was younger. So yeah, immediately when that happened, I was like, definitely, when he gets better, I will see a lot of parts of myself in that.
Yeah.
So I can definitely be friends with this guy.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
One of my favorite things about like first coming out here to Austin and like meeting people.
Oh, you're coming out?
Yeah. One of my
Bad joke,
first-
that's
One of my
bad.
favorite things about first coming out here and meeting people from like your circle who only knew of me from you, Caleb, was like I remember Dalton and even Marcus to an extent would be like, yeah, Caleb talks like really highly of you, and he like said you're like a really awesome guy, and I'm like, really? That's so cool, because it was nice to know that when you weren't around, I was saying good things to people that didn't know you, and when I wasn't around, you were saying good things about me to people that didn't know me. And so it was a nice mirror effect happening there.
Because we're awesome friends.
We are.
Atom.
So I really like that. I also needed that affirmation at the time, because it was like, I hate myself,
That's
that phase.
cringe.
And so
Motherfucker on my phone, motherfucker. You want
It was nice.
Motherfucker phone.
It was a
I'm
really
on
good time.
Motherfucker phone, motherfucker. Email time, motherfucker.
All right.
Email time.
It is email
Email.
time.
Is it
email
Then
time?
It is email time, and then we got to wrap up.
That was a great
Right after-
combo.
right
Oh my
This is a-
God,
this is
it's
a great
email
episode.
time. It's
All
time
right.
for emails.
Here is the email.
Fucking Ruhan.
No, there's no subject or anything. It is Israel has subscribed to you on YouTube. Channels who subscribe to you will be notified when you upload new videos or respond to other videos by favoriting their comments,
We have a YouTube now?
rating, etc. You can control which of
Apparently.
the actions are public visible by going to your sharing settings.
Wait,
To
we have a
answer
YouTube?
To answer your question, Caleb, we actually do have a YouTube.
Yes.
We do have a YouTube, and I think our first subscriber is Israel.
Yeah.
So thank you, Israel.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Right,
we
they-
do have a YouTube. If you need another place to listen to this podcast, YouTube is the place. And I would like to announce that we are and we will be transitioning to not only having an audio-only podcast like you're listening to right now, but we will also have a video version as well with us in the flesh sitting and recording the episode.
Yo.
Which is awesome. So
Yeah.
look forward to that.
it will
Literally
help
awesome.
a lot because of the amount of things that
It's
happen
literally awesome.
like while we're recording that we
Yeah.
then comment on that
Yeah.
people don't see and would then be confused by.
It will.
Yeah.
Like every time Israel drops something, he's like, "Oh shit!" And then it's like, "What
It'll make
happened?
more
Is Israel
sense.
okay?" And
Yeah.
it's
It'll
like,
make
"Oh,
more
he just
sense.
dropped something."
And we don't even have to like hide that, you know, like
Yeah.
don't speak about it or anything. We can literally just make fun
Yeah,
of it right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And then you could just see it. We can explain it.
I am as well trying to upload the other episodes that are available on like Spotify and just the audio episodes as well. So yeah, hopefully those will be up before we do our video episode, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Then we can all make TikTok shorts and put our
We
podcast
can,
on
we
TikTok.
can.
That's true.
Yes.
That is facts.
Which, speaking of which, if you would like to support our channel further, feel free to listen to next week's episode or check us out on patreon.com/StarBandits podcast. If you want to send us an email or if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can do so at starbanditspodcast@gmail.com. In the meantime, I'm your
That's our only email?
Starbandit. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I misled
Fuck is
you.
this, man?
Get
I'm
your mom to email us next week, Caleb.
That's true.
Get your mom to
Please.
email me.
I'm your
I
co-host,
will.
Marcus
Her
Elzel.
fucking
You can find
titties,
me on all
biatch.
my social media at Marcus Elzel.
Okay. I'm Caleb King. You can find me on Twitter at Caleb's Twit. It'll be the best and worst decision of your life. That's on the baby.
I'm Israel. And by the way, Patreon does have a few posts up and running. So if you want to see some episodes that did not make it to what we have up right now, check those out. I'm Israel. I think I already said that.
Are
You
my
can find
colon
me-
pictures on the Patreon?
They're in the description of
Yeah.
our
We
first
We should put them
episode.
on. We should put them on Patreon. At least my colonoscopy pictures.
I think that's what it. That's.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk
Okay,
about
okay,
it.
okay. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, I'm Israel. You can find me on Twitter at Depresral. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you say that unironically.
What?
Depresral.
Yeah.
My name's Junaid. My Instagram is Junaid, JUNEID__M.
This has been Robbie
This has
Bland.
been-
You can find all my social media at Bland Clan Videos. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Howdy.
All right. Thank you. Tune in next
You
week,
like spinach?
everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank
Adios.
you. Later.